Hello, and welcome to this episode of Cinder and Salt. I'm Kristy Sturdivant, and I am here with Candace Bethel, and we are going to have a conversation today about energy exchanges. How are you doing, Candace?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited about Cinder and Salt. We are going to have so much fun with this podcast. I'm so glad you guys are joining us.
Absolutely. It's going to be very different, and I think it's going to have a lot of insight. Might sting a little, but that's okay. That's how we heal.
Yeah, we're going to pour a little
So
salt in those
today,
wounds.
sounds awful, but it's gonna feel really good, I promise, eventually. So, today we are gonna be talking about energetic exchanges and how our energy really affects other people. Because even though we like to think that we are very isolated and in our own little worlds and we are our own little islands, it's not true at all. We have energetic fields that come out from us and it affects other people a lot more than we think. So I'm going to throw it over to Candace because I know she has some thoughts on this.
I do. It's what I do with work, and it literally is something I have tracked for decades now. Our energy affects everything and everyone around us, whether we like it or not. And if you don't believe that, you have been in a room with people where somebody walked in and you felt their presence. And that was a strong energy. It may have been a positive energy or a negative energy, it doesn't matter, but you felt that presence. That is energy exchange. We are having an energy exchange right now. Kristy and I are having an energy exchange. Anybody that's listening to us right now is getting an energy transmission from us. And we are in the multitude having an energy transmission with them. Literally anything that I say, anything that I do affects every single person around me in this ripple effect that we can't even comprehend in our own brain. But somewhere we know in our body. We co create in this world as a collective consciousness. And so any negative thought you have about yourself, other people are having those same thoughts. I know that if you haven't thought about this yet, it's kind of hard to process. But one of the things that I do in my work and I teach is that when the healing that we're doing, the trauma healing that we're doing for ourselves helps heal the generations before us and generations after us and people in across the world that we've never even met.
Mhm. That's painful to hear that everything that we are thinking, everyone else is thinking about us as well. But that is the law of correspondence. Everyone around us is a reflection of ourselves, and our thoughts about ourselves make a difference and they ripple out. So it is it's a painful realization, and it can kind of put you in a nasty little spiral of self doubt and low self worth. But there are a lot of really good ways to switch your vibration. So, do you have any practical tips for us?
Well, I do. Actually, those spiraling is your perfect key to know something needs to shift. That's literally your body like having its own personal revolution, being this is not right for me. Something's wrong. Something needs to change. So anytime that you start to do that, you have to look at it as like a gift. It's like, oh, this isn't right for me. I need to shift into something more joyful, that something that feels good instead of this spiral of negativity down. Because if we are feeling this spiral of negativity, we are literally putting that out. And anybody that has littles, like little kids, your kids aren't hearing so much what you say. They are feeling what you feel. And as they get older, you will start watching them like do patterns, like say reflect patterns in you that maybe you don't talk about, but you feel. And then you all of a sudden see that your child is reflecting that pattern. Like it's really painful. It's much more painful to watch how you have unconsciously self-destructed the people around you, especially your children, just because you didn't know what you didn't know, than it is to start just feeling good and trying to see if you can better yourself. Like, yeah, I started really learning energy exchange in massage. My one of my backgrounds is medical massage and yoga therapy, and I've been doing energy work for over 20 years as well. But I stopped getting massage specifically because I don't want the energy exchange. I could still give massage because I'm still here to mostly give and I could protect my energy. I would still sometimes leak their energy and I'd have to clear it and like do all of that. But we exchange it on such a level that if you're going to somebody for healing, like people go to massage for healing, they want to feel better. But if your massage therapist doesn't feel good, you are taking on that energy without even knowing. And and that's not healthy. There's nothing healthy. There's nothing self-care about that. Just nothing. And really, massage isn't self-care either, if you think about it. The only self-care that you can do is taking care of yourself. If you're having somebody else do the care for you, that is not self-care. Self-care is inner work. Self-care is like inner dialogue. How do I feel about myself? And the easiest way to change that is noticing, I don't feel good. Okay. So I'm going to choose to feel good. And you have to go do something, like you physically have to do something, get up and move, or you have to like sit in meditation, do some breath work, but you literally have to choose to change how you feel in that moment. And if you don't, then you're just going to continue to spiral.
But if you've been feeling bad for a really long time, how do you know if you're actually feeling good or if it's just your mind playing tricks on you? I feel like this is something that if you have been in a state of low vibration for a really long time, it feels like nothing is helpful. You are consistently stuck in this place and you're not really moving. So, any good tips on how to slowly move yourself out of it and any external indicators to show that you are at least moving in the right direction?
Yes. So the best way is first, when you wake up, how do I feel? Some people feel good when they wake up and then spiral out of it. But a lot of people wake up and just don't feel good. So if you wake up and don't feel good, recognize that, acknowledge, hey, something doesn't feel good. Even if you go to bed feeling good and you wake up in the morning, you're like, I don't feel good. Acknowledge that. Be okay with that. That means something is trying to tell you something. Before you get out of bed, try some breath work, try some humming. Just it doesn't necessarily matter what type that you do. You just need to do one thing that's inner work, the breath work, mantra, or even if you're capable, just focus on gratitude or love for just try it for a minute. You don't need to do long periods of time, but just like a minute helps shift out of this like, oh, I don't feel good. And you can we know when we feel good and when we don't feel good, because when we don't feel good, we can't really do anything for ourselves. It's really hard to like to even want to get out of bed. It's hard to want to do positive things for yourself. Like if you don't feel good, you're likely eating fast food, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, and being really negative towards yourself and others. And that's okay. It doesn't feel, I mean, it's not great, but it's okay to acknowledge that you're there. Something's wrong and something needs to shift. And then you literally have to force yourself to make a choice of that, like, I'm going to do something that feels better. And when you do that, if you can consistently do that, what you're going to just naturally see is that you start making better choices for yourself. You'll start eating more healthy. You'll start actually doing the thing that you wanted to do instead of sabotaging yourself and not doing it. It just and triggers and things that don't feel good just start to naturally land a little different. There's not this huge shift. There's just things to start feeling a little better. And you start noticing that every day is just a little.
The ego is a wicked beast sometimes, and it will consistently keep you down. It's so easy to get caught in these endless patterns that we have been repeating for so long. Our habits are really what define us and our mindset. And so just kind of being aware of what you're thinking and saying to yourself every single day can really make an impact. It might not feel like it at the time, but consistency in this sense is really key. It's totally doable to reprogram your mindset. I've done
Mhm.
it. It took me a long time, which is why I'm teaching it because I don't want it to take that long for anyone else. It was most unpleasant at times, but it is absolutely possible. So,
It's possible
um,
and it's worth it.
absolutely, it's worth it, especially for the the children. It's important for the children of the world because when you are, ages 0 through 7, that's when your subconscious brain is like starting to program what your habits are and what your thoughts are going to be for the rest of your life. And they're doing it by association via the energy that Candace was thinking about. So if you are, just thinking about how much you suck and how terrible your life is and how difficult everything is, whether or not you say it out loud, the children around you or anyone around you, but the subconscious minds around you that are still forming can absolutely feel that. And it can be a really heavy burden to carry later on in life. And it's not intentional, but you have to be intentional about your thoughts and energy. Otherwise, all of us are going to be in a hot mess.
We are. And one little shift that people can make with that, if you do notice that you have bad self-talk, just ask yourself, who do I want to be? Or maybe look at people who you like respect or honor or who you want to be like and like who what do I have to do to be the person that I want to be? And just pick one thing. We cannot do big shifts. We have to do small things and eventually we'll notice a year, 2 years down the road, you are that thing.
Do you remember that book several years ago by Malcolm Gladwell, The Tipping Point, and how popular that was?
I don't.
It was a long time ago, like maybe
Okay.
back when I was in early college, maybe longer. But anyways, it was about the concept of the tipping point and how things start gaining and building this momentum until finally things start rippling out and making massive changes. And I thought it was a very interesting book at the time, but until I started doing like just daily affirmations and doing it like 10 times on the hour, or every 15 minutes or something, and just said it, that's when things started really taking off. And you don't necessarily have to believe what you're saying right away, but you say it enough, eventually your mind is going to start looking around for proof and be like, okay, I'm awesome. Prove to me how awesome I am. Okay, here it goes. So it feels like maybe a big hurdle to hop over, but it's worth it in the end because it completely shifts your entire viewpoint on life.
Mhm. And it shifts your life.
Oh, absolutely. And it shifts everyone's life around you too. Because when you are in a high vibrational state, people are either going to come up to your level or try to come up to your level, or they're going to start falling away, in which either one is pretty good.
Uh,
That's exactly what you want.
either one is like so good. Our frequency attracts our tribe. And the higher our frequency, the more in alignment that everything is, and really things just flow. Like if you've never experienced that, it's hard to believe, but it's a practice that you have to get into to get into this flow mode.
And when you start working on your own frequency, the power of your auric field or your quantum field or whatever you want to call it becomes so ridiculously powerful that even spanning across long distances, you will find each other. It's how
It's
we found
true.
each other. There was
It
absolutely
is.
no reason for us to even like be in
Nope.
the same room, and yet here we are.
Yeah, and even it like at a much deeper concept, our frequency, our vibration, that's the legacy that we are leaving for our children and the people around us. It's not the money, it's not the things. Our legacy is how we show up in the world for people. And that's what we truly leave behind. So where do you want people to see you when you leave when you're gone? How do you wanna be seen?
Wow, that's just a mic drop to end on, I think. I don't even know if we can go anywhere after that. How do you want to leave this world vibrationally?
Mhm. Think about it,
All
contemplate.
right, absolutely. And I think that that's all we're going to talk about today. You have anything else to add before we sign off, Candace?
Nah, I think I'm good.
All right, well, we'll see you guys later then. Bye.